The Destruction of Humanity by Lily Rose. The lunatic smiles at the barkeep. The bank teller screams as the bullet rips through his chest. The C4 explodes as the wall shatters. The little girl cries as she watches her mother die. The cop winces as he observes from safety. Superman could never save us from the destruction of humanity.
10-year-old shot 3 times, but she's fine, by Patricia Smith.
Dumbfounded in hospital whites, you are picture book, itty bit, floundering in bleach and steel, braids untwirl and corkscrew. You squirm, the crater in your shoulder spews a soft voltage. On a TV screwed into the wall above your head, neon relics. A wide-eyed train, engine perfectly smokes, warbles a song about forward. Who shot you, baby?
I don't know. I was playing.
You didn't see anyone?
I was playing with my friend Sharon. I was on the swing and she was...
Are you sure you didn't?
No, I ain't seen nobody but Sharon. I heard people yelling though, and...
Each bullet repainted you against the brick, kicked you a little sideways, made you need air differently. You leaked something that still goldens the boulevard.
I ain't seen nobody, I told you.
And at A, Lincoln Elementary on Washington Street, or Jefferson Elementary on Madison Street, or Adams Elementary just off the Eisenhower Expressway, we gather the ingredients, if not the desire, for pathos.
An imploded homeroom, your empty seat pulsating with drooped celebrity, the sometime counselor underpaid and elsewhere, a harried teacher struggling toward your full name. Anyway, your grades weren't all that good. No need to coo or encircle anything. No call for anyone to pull their official white fingers through your raveled hair. No reason to introduce the wild notion of loving you loud and regardless.
Oh, and they finally located your mama, who will soon burst in with her cut-rate cure of stammering Jesus' name.
Beneath the bandages, your chest crawls shut. Perky old Thomas winks a bold-faced lie from his clacking track, and your heart monitor hums a wry tune no one will admit they've already heard. Elsewhere, 23 seconds rumble again and again through Sharon's body. Boom, boom, she says to no one.
Police report by Pat Adams. She told the police, please help me. My husband is missing, you see. First he was there, then he was gone, and I don't know where he could be.
The police seemed concerned and said, describe this man that's not around. If we don't have a description, we fear he will never be found.
He has a patch over one eye, the one that he lost in the war. He wears a small hat on his head that doesn't have hair anymore. He lost a finger sawing wood and a toe when mowing the lawn. I guess he was mostly missing before he was even gone.
The roller coaster of life. One failure on top of another. Deprived of making a success. Keep pushing. Keep forcing. Keep trying. It will work. Eventually.
What Kind of Times Are These? By Adrienne Rich. There's a place between two stands of trees where the grass grows uphill, and the old Revolutionary Road breaks off into shadows. Near a meeting house abandoned by the persecuted, who disappeared into those shadows. I've walked there picking mushrooms at the edge of dread, but don't be fooled. This isn't a Russian poem. This is not somewhere else but here. Our country moving closer to its own truth and dread, its own ways of making people disappear. I won't tell you where the place is, the dark mesh of the woods, meeting the unmarked strip of light. Ghost-ridden crossroads, leaf mold paradise. I know already who wants to buy it, sell it, make it disappear. And I won't tell you where it is, so why do I tell you? Anything? Because you still listen. Because in times like these, to have to listen at all, it's necessary to talk about trees.
This poem was written in 1899 to justify an imperialist U.S. foreign policy in the Philippines. I do not endorse the message. This is The White Man's Burden by Rudyard Kipling. Take up the white man's burden, send forth the best ye breed. Go send your sons to exile to serve your captives' need. to wait in heavy harness on fluttered folk and wild, your new-caught sullen peoples, half devil and half child. Take up the white man's burden, in patience to abide, to veil the thread of terror and check the show of pride. By open speech and simple, 100 times made plain, to seek another's profit and work another's gain. Take up the white man's burden and reap his old reward. The blame of those ye better, the hate of those ye guard, the Christ of hosts ye humor, slowly to the light, who brought ye us from bondage, our loved Egyptian night. Take up the white man's burden, have done with childish days, the lightly proffered laurel, the easy ungrudged praise. Comes now to search your manhood through all the thankless years, cold-edged with dear-bought wisdom, the judgment of your peers.
Anti-vaxxers lament. First, they asked us to stand 6 feet apart, and I said nothing, because I wasn't an idiot.
Then they asked us to wear a mask, and I said nothing because I wasn't an idiot.
Then they asked us to show proof of vax to go to Denny's, and then it was just like the Nazis.
I'm Loving It by Thomas Horton. There are days I wish profound incompetence would cause the offending skull to detach from its body as retribution for stupidity. But were this the case, every McDonald's in the nation would be grotesquely awash in severed human heads rolling about on the floor like so many pumpkins fallen from a cart. Candace chirps, your total is $7.76. Hand her a 10, wait 2 seconds, then add a penny. Computational wheels turn. The screen says $2.24, and she hands you back $2 bills, 2 dimes, and 4 pennies, and then asks earnestly, as she returns your penny, why did you give me this? You had enough. Head pops off.
More deception fun occurs. And Antonio tells you they don't have iced coffee, so you point out they have ice and they have coffee, and he says there's no key for that on his register. So you order an iced mocha, no chocolate syrup. Keisha loses hers when she announces firmly that you can't get a 16-ounce shake because they run out of cups that size. But suggests alternatively that you order a 24-ounce shake. It just costs a bit more. Eating at McDonald's is bad for your health, your mental health.
Mother Earth
by Dave Mottram.
Our Earth is beautiful as viewed from the sky.
But wait, is Mother about to cry?
This beaut planet shakes and trembles and sheds its tears
as it feels the wars and the pain of its tenants' fears.
It's the human ones causing the destruction
of all that Mother put into production.
Million of eons shifting lands to and fro,
forming mountains and valleys and waters that flow.
Habitats grow to nurture all her children,
are destroyed by the greed of human evolution.
Has the Mother taken all that she can?
Is she objecting to the iniquities of man?
How many cuts and incisions can she take?
As species land and forests disappear in man's wake.
She gives her warnings as the elements explode,
showing how vulnerable humans are in their humble abodes.
Catastrophes are spreading across the globe.
How much worse will they become? No one knows.
The Mother is angry and she has just begun
to vent her fury as she converses with her son.
So beware, human ones, and heed Mother's actions.
Let not complacency and avarice become your distractions.
Has the Mother not provided all that you need?
Yet you repay her with ignorance and contempt as you feed.
So open your eyes, human ones, and respect Mother's love.
For this is Mother Earth, given to us from above.
One was a homework by Allen Ginsberg. Homage Kenneth Koch. If I were doing my laundry, I'd wash my dirty Iran. I'd throw in my United States and pour on my ivory soap, scrub up Africa, put all the birds and elephants back in the jungle. I'd wash the Amazon River and clean the oily Carib and Gulf of Mexico. Rub that smog off the North Pole, wipe up all the pipelines in Alaska. Rub-a-dub-dub for Rocky Flats and Los Alamos. Flush that sparkly cesium out of Love Canal. Rinse down the acid rain over the Parthenon and Sphinx. Drain sludge out of the Mediterranean basin and make it azure again. Put some bluing back into the sky over the Rhine. Bleach the little clouds so snow return white as snow. Cleanse the Hudson, Thames, and Neckar. Drain the suds out of Lake Erie. Then I throw Big Asia in one giant load and wash out the blood in Agent Orange. Dump the whole mess of Russia and China in the ringer. Squeeze out the tattletale gray of U.S. Central American police state. And put the planet in the dryer. Let it sit for 20 minutes or an eon till it came out clean. Boulder, April 26, 1980.
Ways of Rebelling by Natalie Handel. Who needs to be at peace in the world? It helps to be between wars, to die a few times each day to understand your father's sky. As you take it apart, piece by piece, and can't feel anything. Can't feel the tree growing under your feet, the eyes poking night, only to find another night to compare it to. Who ever heard of turning pain into hummingbirds or redbirds? Haven't we grown? What does it mean to be older? Maybe a house without doors can still survive a storm. Maybe I can't find the proper way to rebel, or damn it, I can't leave. I want to, but you grow inside of me. And as I watch you, before I know it, I'm too heavy, too full of you to move. Maybe that's what they meant when they said you shouldn't love a country too much.
So you wanted to be a doctor. It was not likely that your dreams would have came true anyways. We didn't intend for our bombs to find you. They are smart bombs. But they didn't know that you wanted to be a doctor. They didn't know anything about you. They know nothing of love. They cannot be trusted with dreams. They only know how to find their targets and explode in fulfillment. They are gray metal castings with violent hearts, doing only what they were created to do. It isn't their fault that they found you. Perhaps you were not meant to be a doctor.
American History by Michael S. Harper. Those 4 black girls blown up in that Alabama church remind me of 500 Middle Passage blacks in a net underwater in Charleston Harbor. So redcoats wouldn't find them. Can't find what you can't see, can you?
I want to be a psychopath one day. It's so thrilling, the thought. One day I'll rule the world and fuck people and never get caught.
Coupons, sales, deals. Bargains, free stuff, steals. Buy 5 marked up, get 1 half price. Buy 2 of one thing and get 1 thing twice. Earn customer points when you shop at our store. Redeem customer points to shop here some more. And we love America. Hip hip hooray. Every product made right here in the US of A. So come meet our great big American family and be welcomed with a great big American laugh. Staff.